This video, I'm going to show you 3 ways that manifestation will change in 2020, what you can look forward to, and exactly how to go about creating your own reality. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron Doughty and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 different ways that you'll see manifestation changes in the year 2020, which right now it is 2019. We're getting towards the end of 2019 and moving into 2020. And these 3 things are also going to be themes that as time goes on, you are going to see amplify every single year. It's going to be things that you see in your own life, things you're going to be able to notice in the collective as well. And I really think it's one of the main reasons we came here. And if you've seen some of my other videos where I talk about kind of a little bit more esoteric ideas, such as understanding who we are as spiritual beings, we as spiritual beings are eternal spiritual beings that are having a temporary human experience on earth. However, we forget this when we come here. We forget who we really are, and part of that is because part of this reality is remembering who we are. So we go through what is called a veil of forgetfulness. We forget that. And when we're here, what we then do is we go through certain experiences that mold our character, which you could say is our ego, and we learn more about reality, and then we go through different life challenges, and we go through different things. Now, here's the thing. In this life, many of us are here to go through a massive shift in consciousness. And the collective as well is going through a shift in consciousness. Some people at different levels, but it's something that we all came here for, whether we are aware of it or not. And if you want more info on this, you can check out the books by Dolores Cannon. You could check out the books called The Law of One. There's a lot of information that points to understanding the multidimensional aspects of ourselves and why we came here. Now, the reason I talk about that as well is because one thing that is expressed in those books is that in the higher realms, which you could say is more our natural home, our natural vibration, when you think of something, it happens like this. There isn't as much time-space reality where there's this buffer. Here we have this buffer of time. So whereas up there, I guess you could say, or just in those higher realms of consciousness, when you think of something, there is no delay. It happens instantaneous. And there is also more of an ability to shape our reality using energy versus needing to wait in reality, put intention out there, think about it, add energy to it, and go through this long process that we do here on Earth. Now, that's how it really works, and that's why I think a lot of people may get very impatient when it comes to manifestation, because they're used to, in higher states of consciousness, being able to do this very, very easily. So when we come here, and we have to cultivate the energy, or we have to be patient, we have to let go of outcome, it seems a little bit frustrating. However, the thing that we came here for is we came here to go through a massive shift in consciousness, a shift in remembering who we really are. And part of that has to do with remembering who we are and the way it is in the higher states of consciousness. And the way that it is in those higher states of consciousness is things happen much faster. There's less of a delay between what you think and what you experience. There's a certain level of integration that happens, and a certain vibration. You're in a very high vibe state in those higher states of consciousness. Now the thing is we are anchoring and bringing that energy into this reality in this lifetime. And I think that you can go within yourself and see if this resonates with you and see how you feel about it. But in general, manifestation is a natural byproduct of something that we do anyways. Even if you take out like manifesting what you want, understand that manifestation is a natural byproduct for the way reality works. You may be manifesting something you want, you may be manifesting something you don't want, you may be manifesting something on autopilot based on your subconscious beliefs, but regardless, manifestation is a natural byproduct for how reality works. So it's not something we necessarily have to learn how to do. However, as time goes on, you are going to notice that the energy continues to change more and more. So here's the 3 things that you must know for 2020. And the first one has to do with understanding the buffer of time. Now that buffer of time that I was talking about a minute ago, where what you think and what you experience, don't you feel like time has been speeding up? Like, of course, This moment right here is what exists right now. This moment now. However, the experience of time has been speeding up. And even for me, I look to my life now, and the days literally feel like maybe 8 to 12 hours when they used to feel like 24 hours. Like the days, like even the sleep time, like the whole day from before I know it, this day's gonna be over, I'm gonna be going upstairs to go to sleep. So this is something that you may notice in your own life. Do you feel like, and even comment, like this video or comment below if you've noticed that the perception of time has been speeding up. If you notice that the buffer of time, even between what you think and what you experience, has been speeding up. But for me in general, I mean, I don't know, they say, oh, as you get older, time speeds up. But I believe that just in general, time is speeding up as our consciousness also continues to raise on the planet. As the vibration on the planet continues to raise, I believe that the perception of time will be going by faster and faster. And every year that has increased. Every year that has increased to a completely different level. Now to a place to where, you know, I really need to sometimes like take a step back and just relax and enjoy the moment. Because it goes by so fast. Now the thing that you want to be aware of going into 2020 is that the perception of time will speed up, but so will the manifestation of what you want to create. Now this works in both directions. Both what you want will come quicker and what you don't want will come quicker. It depends upon your energy state. That's the most important thing to remember in 2020. It is about your state of being in 2020. How do you feel? Are you doing what you're passionate about? Are you letting go of negative emotion that doesn't serve you anymore? Are you letting go of the pain of the past? As you let go of these things, you'll notice that your vibration continues to raise, and as it raises, guess what? Your potency as well, your thoughts become much more clear, much more pure, and things will happen even easier. So I notice for myself, if I set intentions now, synchronicity has increased so much compared to even 2012 when I went through my spiritual awakening. Things would happen synchronicity, yes. You know, you'd see 11:11, or I would see like these things occasionally. But now it's literally like everywhere I go, I see these things. Whether it's like back in the day, as an analogy, back in the day I would see 11:11 maybe like, you know, this is an analogy, this is like a metaphor, but maybe I'd see it like 2 times a day. Now I'd see it like 20 times a day. Like I go and it's like license plate, serial numbers. If I'm looking at serial numbers for some reason, just see 11:11 and everything, you see? But that's because of a certain level of vibrational resonance and an increase in frequency. It's a synchronicity increase happening on the planet. It's going to continue to happen in 2020 and beyond. It will continue to speed up. So the goal and the key is to get in alignment with what you want to experience in your life, because as things speed up, you want to make sure that you're on the track of experiencing more of what you do want versus what you don't want. Now the second way that the manifestation energy is changing in 2020 is going to be something that's already been changing, but it continues going to be growing and growing. It's being in integrity. Being in integrity with what you do. Being honest with what you do. You may notice that there are more secrets coming out than ever before. There's more things coming out about whether it's the government or things that are happening in your society or where you live. You'll notice that it will become harder and harder for people to hide information. It'll become harder and harder to keep things away from people knowing things. And it will become more and more obvious when you're doing something that's out of integrity. You will get shown very quickly that this is not the way to go. And if somebody doesn't have integrity, I mean, just watch how things begin to change. I've seen this, like, it's like people can't, synchronicities will come up. Somebody will try to hide something, and then something weird happens that, like, reveals it to everybody. That will continue to happen, not just in our own lives, but in the collective consciousness as well. You'll see that happening with different organizations. You see that happening with different companies. Even the old company I used to work for a company called Barney's New York, where I sold women's shoes. And the way the company was ran, because it was like a power, like the guy at the top of the I worked in Barney's, New York, in Las Vegas, and in Las Vegas, the manager was kind of like what you consider to be a power tripper. He was somebody that was very bossy, telling people what to do, and just not a good energy that trickles down. And I knew that because there was also a lack of integrity there. It was mainly having people do things to like spike his own ego. I knew that it wouldn't last long. I knew that the company, just in general, even though I left when I was, started going full-time on YouTube a couple years ago, I was still around for 2 years after I left, but just like 6 to 8 months ago, the whole company in general went completely bankrupt. And I think maybe there's 1 or 2 locations open, but a lot of people, even the people I used to work with, they got laid off. And I just knew, because of the way it trickles down, the way the integrity of the company was going down. It wasn't adapting to this new change. And the new change, part of that integrity is having win-win solutions for people. Win-win solutions. There was so much politics at that old job. Like if I wanted a day off, like the day wouldn't be given to me it was the weirdest thing. You had to like suck up, or you had to like be one of the people that really went by the rules. And the thing is that mentality, that lack of integrity, will continue to be going out of style. Going forward, it's about being in alignment. It's about having win-win scenarios. It's about being aware of the energy state, because if you're at the top and you have energy that's not good, and energy that puts people down, then guess what? That's going to trickle down, and that's going to cause that store had crazy amount of turnover rate because people didn't want to be there. They'd go there and they'd be treated a certain way, and it's like, okay, they go somewhere else. But that integrity is going to be more and more reflected back to us. So be in integrity. Don't do things just because you want to make money. Do things because you're passionate about it. You see, if you're doing things just for that, you'll find that you don't get long-winded results from it. I've become more abundant in my whole entire life just by being passionate and adding value. Part of that integrity is have the intention of adding value to other people. In 2019 to 2020, what you're going to see an increase of, and especially in 2020 and beyond, is doing things that help the collective consciousness, that help other people. I call this divine intention. When you have an intention to add value to other people, knowing that other people are other versions of you, the universe wants to give you more resources to do that. The universe wants to help you more. So in 2020, remember that the more you can add value to other people, the more you're focused on having this outpour of expression, and that you have high integrity, the more that things will manifest easier in your life than ever. Now, the third thing that you'll notice in 2019 to 2020, the big change that you're going to see, and you're going to see this moving forward just in general, is you will see more people going for their passion than ever before. You will see more people leaving some corporate job. You will see more people that are maybe in like college that aren't passionate about it, but know they want to be doing something else, but they're just doing something because their parents want them to do it. You'll be seeing more and more people go for their passion. And understand that you going for your passion is the highest vibrational state you can be in. You following your excitement is a high frequency state. And when you do that, you will be supported. You will get more and more reflection of how to do that. You may have to get a little creative with the way you go about it, finding different angles of doing what you're doing. But in general, being passionate about what you're doing in 2020 and beyond is going to be one of the most important things. Is aligning with your passion. You're going to see people leaving their jobs. You're going to see people, you'll see that in people's friend groups as well. Maybe you realize that some of the people you're around bring you down. Even beyond just manifestation of like money and success and doing what you love. Look at the different relationships you have. You're going to see an increase in a desire to be around people that are similar thought process as you. You're going to see and feel a desire to really go for your passion. To understand why are you doing what you're doing. If you're doing it just for the money, you'll find out very quickly that that does not lead to happiness. But if you're doing it for, you're passionate about it, it's so easy for you to do because you're passionate about it, you'll find that then that is self-sustaining. But as time goes on, we're tapping more and more into these higher states of consciousness. It'll become more and more important to do these three things. Is to know that time will continue to speed up. So be in alignment with the state of being that you prefer. And focus more on what you want, because what you want will come quicker. If you focus more on what you don't want will come quicker as well. So focus on what you do want. Secondly, be in integrity. Make sure you're doing it because you're passionate about it. Make sure you're doing it with high morals. With doing it because it adds value to other people. Understand divine intention. You're a divine being dreaming you're this human ego structure. And when you start to tap more into how you can add value to other people, to other versions of you, you'll find that the universe just wants to give you more, just wants to help you because you're doing it with a pure mentality. And then thirdly, do what you are passionate about. You will see more people leaving their jobs that they don't prefer, more people leaving relationships that are draining them, more people going for what they're passionate for, more people developing boundaries as well. You'll see in 2020, more people have boundaries over them doing what they're passionate about, what they are passionate about. Now what their family wants them to do, now what other friends want them to do. You will see more people having this unique expression, and it will be beautiful to see. But in 2020 and beyond, these things are very important to get in alignment with so that you're on the optimal frequency of what you want to experience. Now, this also has to do with something that's called 5D energy. 5D energy is the energy that's on the planet right now that we have the ability to connect to. And as time goes on, there's going to be more availability and option for us to tap into this 5D energy so that we're on the highest timeline. Now, I have a meditation that will show you how to tap into that 5D energy. And when you listen to it, just read the comments to see what's possible, by the way. There's a whole bunch of comments that show you the kind of experiences people have had. People have had profound experiences listening to it, and their lives have changed a lot. I say that not to brag, I say that because this information just flows through, but I think that if you listen to that meditation for 21 days, I think it will transform your life. You'll see it at the top of the description box below. But what it'll help you do is tap into this 5D energy so that you make this shift in consciousness, and then as you tap into the 5D energy, it'll influence people around you as well and trigger within them that high vibrational energy. So that 5D, it's a 5D meditation, allowing you to tap into that easier than ever. That energy is here now. You can listen to it. It's in the top of the description box below. And other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, could you do me a favor and smash that like button? Let me know that you're ready for manifestation 2020. What are you excited about? Which of these three are you most excited about? And which one are you going to start implementing? You know, saying something that you're going to do and writing it down or typing it can be very powerful. So tap it in the comments. Other than that, as always, peace, much love, and namaste.